Hello, welcome to or welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam, and we've got a bit of a somewhat birthday unboxing, if you will. Technically, all of these are for January, but I, as the mailing system works, I'm opening these pretty close to my birthday, so it's almost like a birthday present to myself. I don't have plans to buy too many books, if honestly any at all. This is like my birthday and Christmas to myself all year because I'm not trying to buy too many books. I'm trying to be a little bit more thoughtful about my spending now that my finances have changed. And so my book subscriptions are like my main way of getting new books right now. So I know what some of these are. I think there's duplicates. Not stoked about it, but it is what it is. Let's just jump right in because I feel like we're going to be here a while. We've got more boxes than usual. We have 3, 6, 7 boxes. Oof. Okay, let's jump in. The first book is actually a book that I'm giving to my friend. She told me what it was because she was inquiring about it. She canceled her owlcrate romantasy, which is a quarterly subscription, and I have not yet because I'm hopeful for it. I will be honest, I did read this book and I didn't love it as much, so I'm giving it to my friend Eliza. But, oh JK, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what she was talking about. Maybe it's in the adult, because this is not what we talked about. This is The Wolf and the Crown of Blood by Elizabeth May. It's a nice cover. It doesn't sound super familiar. In Vengeance Rebirth. Here she is. She's pretty. Ooh, la 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 la. I like them. I like them very much. Her tattoos are so pretty. Okay, wait. The art is always getting me. Wolf is inspired by Beauty and the Beast. Themes of monstrosity. Okay. I do typically enjoy a retelling, so that does not bother me whatsoever. The edition is definitely giving a fairy tale vibe, which I appreciate, so let's read what this one's about. A princess and a war-weary god met in the ashes of a broken city, forging a pact in blood and sacrifice. I love meddling gods. Now, centuries of fragile peace are on the brink of collapse. Bryony de Valiant was born to die again and again. In Vartena, royal blood is the currency of peace, with each monarch sacrificed and resurrected to appease the gods, but when the rebellion stirs, the god king sends his deadliest weapon to restore order, an immortal assassin known only as the Wolf. Evander has perfected the art of killing over centuries, until his latest target becomes the one person he cannot destroy. When forbidden desire burns between the assassin and the sacrificial princess, their connection threatens the fragile boundary between gods and mortals. And when the boundary shatters, empires crumble, because when gods fall in love with mortals, mortals are always the ones to break. Inspired by Beauty and the Beast and Eros and Psyche, this is a story where love is as deadly as it is irresistible. Oh my goodness. This is the author of To Cage a God, which I think I have on my shelves and have not read yet. I am very excited, as I already shouted. I adore a meddling god trope. I love when gods are influencing the world around them and actively have a hand in whatever is going on. I adore it very much. So this definitely has me intrigued. This wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I definitely want to pick this up and has me very, very excited. It's not the most interesting cover design, but I won't complain too much. And now we'll jump into the adult. Oh my gosh, this is a giant book. What the heck? I knew that we were getting this. I didn't know it was adult, to be honest. I thought it was young adult, which is fine. Now, if I was a good reviewer, a good booktuber, I would have read this arc when I had it. So I would have been able to come on and give you a bit of a brief review of this book. Unfortunately, it's one of those arcs that I said I was going to read and then haven't because I've been severely slacking on my reading this month, or honestly just this year. But this is Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibanez. This is the author of What the River Knows and We Burn Together. I haven't read We Burn Together, but I got it in a book box a couple years back when it was released. And then I have also from a book box What the River Knows, and I read its sequel, which character assassination galore. I don't recommend the sequel, but I loved the first book. And now we have, I think this might be adult debut. Let me check. It does not say. But I am really excited, hence why I requested an arc for this. So let me read to you what this is about, and then we can chat a little bit further. Love is the most dangerous magic. As a sculptress, Ravenna Maffei has always shaped beauty from stone, but she has a terrible secret. Desperate to save her brother, she enters a competition hosted by Florence's most feared immortal family, revealing a dark power in a city where magic is forbidden. Now a captive in the cutthroat city, Ravenna is forced into a dangerous task where failure means certain death at the hands of Saturnino di Luni, the immortal family's mesmerizing and merciless heir. But as he draws closer, Ravenna realizes the true threat lies beyond Florence's walls. The Pope's war against magic is closing in, and Ravenna is no longer just a prisoner, but a prize to be claimed. As trusting the wrong person becomes lethal, Ravenna must survive the treacherous line between the Pope's obsession and the seductive immortal who might be the end of her, or surrender the power to a city on the brink of war. I'm very intrigued by this. I want to say it's inspired by Italy, which, if you know anything about me, I was in college for a couple years and I was taking an Italian class, and it was one of my favorite classes in the history of school. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really hopeful that this will be a win. Again, I really like the setup of her books. So I say that as if I read more than one, but I really like the setup of one of her books. So I'm really hopeful for this, especially because it's going to be adult. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm very intrigued. I will be super honest with you that the original cover I do think is a little bit better than this one. I don't know if I like the full blue. It's a nice cover, but compared to the very colorful original cover, I don't know if it quite compares, but I will spoil you now. We will be getting a duplicate of this book, so I do look forward to comparing what those two covers look like and the different designs that they went with. But I will also note that these are not the same height books. Graceless Heart is a little bit larger, but that's okay. We continue with owlcrate into the young adult box, and this box comes with all the goodies. So we should start with the pin collection, Blades of Love. Oh, interesting. Blades 1 of 5. Interesting. So I wonder how they're going to be splitting up the pins. Always intriguing to see the route that they go down, but I am interested. Ooh, okay. So this is inspired by Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is the first of 5. It looks nice. It's kind of like a family crest. You've got the wolves, the butterflies, the sword. I do like it. It's not my favorite design ever. I definitely can see myself putting it on display though. I'm very intrigued if by the time we get the 5, if we're going to get like a small banner for these, or if they're all going to end up on one banner. There's like a collection. I'm curious. I wonder if they like split it up because people don't stick around for the full years often. I don't know. I have questions. I'm very interested to see how this goes. So the next thing I'm happy about, because we know I love socks. Socks are always a great thing to get. My thing is, it's based off Treachery of Swans, which I haven't read yet. I plan to. But this is like my state's college football team's color. Like, this is the Oregon Ducks color. Like, exactly, Oregon Ducks. So now it's just gonna look like I am repping the wrong duck for a sports team, which is a little bit inconvenient for me. But yeah, Oregon Ducks, woo! I do like them. They're swans, very green, very yellow. It's fine. It is what it is. I will absolutely wear the heck out of those, so it doesn't matter. And here we have, I believe, another tote bag, or is this a lunch pail? Let's see. This beautiful tote bag, inspired by Elle Enchanted, sweeps you away into a world of fantasy and magic, perfect for carrying books, accessories, and other necessities for your journey. I want to be with you forever and beyond. It's very cute. It's very small. So you've got a Kindle-sized front pocket. It stinks. It doesn't smell very good. Tiny little arm strap. It's a smaller purse. It's got little, a button to close the thing. Smells so bad, but I do like it. I like this color. I don't necessarily love the size, but I'm also not like a big purse wearer, but I like it overall. And if I need to go out and about, maybe it's a contender. Okay, here we have wooden measuring spoons. I have no clue what this could be in relations to, but they look nice. I don't know how often I would realistically use wooden spoons to do my cooking. I have like standard metal spoons, but they're nice. I don't see why not. She wasn't a wielder of chains, she was a breaker of them. She was the library's will made to flesh. Sorcery of Thorns wooden bookmark. I've read this. It's got a nice little tassel. Yeah, that's fine. That's nothing super special spectacular. Definitely like not my favorite bookmark we've ever gotten, but it's fine. It does the job. Cool. Overall, I'm a little bit let down by this box. Like, this is their January box. This is like their new year, new subscription, new people coming in, potentially like people who might have gotten a subscription for Christmas. Like, these are the first items they're getting. Wooden spoon, tote bag, socks, wooden bookmark, and then the pin. I don't think any of these are bad items on their own, but collectively they're just not my favorite, you know? I don't know. Something about it's like less exciting than other months. And they've been killing it lately. Okay, I do get to be a good little reviewer for this one. This is The Swan's Daughter by Roshani Chokski. I didn't like it that much, but I do think I'm gonna be in the minority of that. I think if you love a fairy tale story, if you really love that like purple prose, amped up fairy tale telling, this might be right up your alley. I think the writing was stunning. I think that the characters were interesting. I like the premise a lot, but I read this whilst I was recovering from my wisdom tooth surgery, so I don't know if, like, such lush, beautiful prose was quite the right vibe for being in pain. So I didn't fall super head over heels in love with this one, but I didn't despise it either. I gave it just a flat 3-star. Like, it was a good time, but it wasn't, like, the most memorable story. I'll just read you the synopsis instead of explaining it to you, because that makes more sense. Oh, I do really like the art, though. Anyways, Prince Eris knows that marriage means murder. Thanks to a poorly worded wish to a sea witch, all one needs to rule the Isle of Malice is the heart and hand of the kingdom's heir. Historically, this has been construed quite literally. Thus, Eris expects that the day after his marriage and murder, he will wake up as a sentient tree alongside the rest of his predecessors. His only chance at a long life is finding true and lasting love. When Eris's parents announce a tournament of brides to compete for his hand and heart, a slew of eligible, lovely, and possibly murderous bachelorettes make their way to Wraith Castle. Amidst glittering balls in Ozerald caves, strolls through menageries of daydream trees and pearl crocodiles, tea time on glass boats, and kisses that leave his head spinning, Eris cannot tell who is here out of love for him or lust for power. Until he meets Demelza. As a Veritas swan, Demelza's song rings out the truth. Forced into hiding, Demelza strikes a deal. Eris will provide her with safekeeping in exchange for her truth-telling song to sort through his potential brides. When Eris is used to dodging death threats, and Demelza is accustomed to fighting for her voice to be heard, to survive the tournament of brides requires a different kind of bravery. And perhaps the bravest thing one can do is not merely protest one's life, but find the courage to chase a life worth living. Again, a very blue cover. I think the original cover is stunning. I hate to say it. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorites of the year. I don't know. It's exactly how it sounded. It is so very fairy tale, so fantastical, whimsical, I think is a perfect word for it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think it was bad. Again, it just wasn't the perfect book for me. I can see this book finding its audience. I think as Roshani Chotsky keeps releasing books, I personally was a huge fan of The Last Tale of the Flower Bride last year. No, 2 years ago. Oh my god, time. So long ago now. I love that book though. It's like one of my top 20s. This one just didn't quite hit the mark for me, but I think a lot of people who didn't prefer Last Tale of the Flower Bride might honestly love this one more. So it's anyone's game. But there we have the owlcrate section, and now we can move along into the fairyloot section. This box is large. They're not usually this big, so I'm interested to see what we have inside. Maybe a blanket? Not a blanket. Just a large box. Okay. First we have the 6 Crimson Cranes sugar pot. Oh, it comes with a little spoon. Oh, I needed a spoon for something. Oh, I've been needing a small spoon. Because I have one of those, like, pot moisturizers, and I've been struggling to get it out without, mucking up my nails. So, that was why. Oh my gosh, it's so cute and pretty. I hate the sounds that ceramic makes, but it's fine. Look at that. Very cute. It's got a little lid and everything, and then you just take it off and get your little sugar. Oh, so cute. I don't know if I would realistically use the spoon, and I will, if anyone's curious about how life works if you're maybe a young adult. Having the little hole for the spoon actually is going to get moisture into the sugar, so if you're not using the sugar up quick, that could cause a few problems, but besides that, although I did not love 6 Crimson Cranes, I did love A Forgery of Fate. But I can still at least acknowledge a beautiful piece of kitchenware. It's very pretty. And then we have a Dance of Lies E-strap reader. Oh, cool. I could see this being handy for a lot of people. It's not what I was expecting it to look like. So now I'm confused. Huh? Help. It's pretty. Help. I actually have my Kindle close by. I'm currently in the middle of reading a good book. Oh, wait. Okay, well, it's unhelpful. I have a pop socket, so I can't demonstrate the fullest capacity, but it's like, you can like stick your little hand in it and hold it. I understand now. That's actually quite comfortable and cool. I actually very much like this. Does it work because I have a pop socket? Not really, but that's okay. Also, I'm sorry for the design. I need to redo my Kindle. I just don't know what vibe I want for the back, but I'm so over this. But I approve. This is a cool item. I don't super love the design. It's not like my favorite ever, but I do like the concept of it a lot. So, well done. Thank you. Next we have a notebook. Oh, this is obviously inspired by Once Upon a Broken Heart. It is a, what's this called? It's just normal lined from the Netherlands, which is cool, but it's very pretty, very pink. But it is a quite nice design, and then again, it's just lined on the inside, so I'm sure I will have a use for this. There's also a little pen holder, which appreciated, and a little bookmark. I love having notebooks. I have far too many. Don't know what to do with all of them, but I do like to have them around, just in case I have an itch to write things. But I have like I have 5 on my desk over there alone that I'm like actively using. So this one might, you know, sit back for a rainy day. But she's very pretty until then. Ah, the spoiler card. This is January's Hearts in Flight. So now we have overlays, duplicate book, bookmark. Oh my god, hot. Tarot cards. The tarot cards do not belong. Okay. Bookmark. Nice. The Night and the Moth tarot cards? Are you kidding me? Look at them. Okay. Names. I know her name is Sybil. And Rory is Temperance. There you have them. I haven't read this yet. Don't yell at me. I actually have video plans, so if I read the books that I'm supposed to be reading, because I'm trying to do too many reading vlogs, I should be reading this month. So I'm very excited. I think this might make it in my best of the year, so stay tuned. Very excited. And then we have the book. Oh, the book. It's not bad. It's fine. I just probably might sell my copies. It probably would have been wise for me to skip fairyloot or owlcrate, but I'll be honest, I did not know that the young adults were going to be the same. I thought it was just the adults that would be the same. So that's my bad. This is, again, The Swan's Daughter. I've already told you everything you need to know, so now I have to fill the time so that I can show you this really pretty edition. I think between the two, I would definitely pick the fairyloot edition. I think it captures the style and essence of what this fairy tale is compared to the owlcrate. I think anyone who loves the book will find that the owlcrate edition is pretty, but I do think that objectively this one fits the story better and is just prettier. I very much like this. To find love is a curse. I think it's gorgeous. I think the character art is pretty similar. I like the color scheme. Love to have this one on my shelf. This would probably be the edition that I would keep compared to the owlcrate. I'd probably sell the owlcrate one. If you're looking for my opinions here, I think it'll be nice to have a little trophy on my shelf for this. Again, very, very pretty edition. Just not my favorite book. But then we also have the overlays, and I'm hoping I've talked enough that you can see all of that book. I do kind of wish that I had these overlays whilst I was listening to the book, because I also think that the narrator does a good job, but I think physically reading along or reading the book itself would probably help really understand all of the whimsy that's going on. But I do kind of wish that I had these visuals to go with it. Because look at that little baby. I do like the characters. I think that they're really cute together. I think the romance was nice. I did overall enjoy them as characters. Again, a cool concept. I liked the cast that we had. Seeing how they all interacted with each other in the world was very fun. Overall, I do recommend it. I just don't think that the writing was perfect for me, but I think a lot of people will get enjoyment out of this, especially because it's so whimsy. And now we can move on to the romantasy, which is Mirrored Fate. And the book I'm very excited about. We've got Kingdom of Ravens by Claire Sager. I started Beneath Black Sails? I think that's what it's called, which is her pirate, almost Pirates of the Caribbean inspired romantasy. I never finished it. I was really liking it though. I just was struggling with physically reading it, and I hope to return to that someday because I was really enjoying the vibes and the characters' banter. But this one, oh my god, I'm even more excited. This is pitched as Grumpy Sunshine Fae King Bargains meets The Labyrinth, the terrifying movie. I say terrifying, it's the David Bowie one. Not to be confused with Pan's Labyrinth, which is even scarier, but still freaks me out. Puppet movies, I know, not my favorite, kind of creepy, but I love a labyrinth, so I'm very excited to see the depths of creativity that can come with a torture labyrinth. Messing with somebody. He has this labyrinth to mess with the sunshine of the book, and I'm just what do you mean? So I'm very, very excited for this. This is also stunning. Congratulations, Claire Sager, for a beautiful edition of your book. Specifically, this art in the back. Hello. My god. I love them. He'll do anything to keep her. She'll do anything to escape. Oh, I should also mention. Oh god. So the downfall of this book is this book, too, When the Moon Hatched, is inspired by the same Fleetwood Mac song. which is like an interesting thing that's happened. Now it's two books, two romantasy books inspired by the same song, which feels crazy to me. Anyways, Rhiannon is dying of what she doesn't know. Kept protected by her family in their cliff-top home, she spends her days searching for a cure. Her world is torn apart when an unseelie king of the dead arrives and gives her a simple choice: descend to the underworld as his bride, or he'll take her family instead. Trapped in a twisted bargain, Rhiannon is thrust into a world of withered gods, scheming courtiers, and ancient magic, but she refuses to be a pawn in a game she never agreed to play. Her new husband is powerful, cold, and infuriating, and she is determined to hate him. In a court where beauty masks cruelty and every promise has teeth, hatred burns slowly into something else, something dangerous, something that could undo them both. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm so excited for this. I didn't know that Claire Sager had a new book coming out. I'll be honest, she's not an author I've really kept up with. I started reading one book, which I think is a part of a series, and then I kind of just like moved on from life because I never finished it, so I didn't really obsess over her works. And knowing that this is like her newest release just has me so geeked for what's to come. I don't know. I'm really hoping that this author works well for me and that I can pick this up and just like fall in love and like it'll make me have more of a push to go back to her previous works. But I'm very excited for King of Ravens, so I think we'll put that beautiful book there. And we will go on to our next one, which is Divine Rebellion, which I already said is a duplicate, but I do think this one gets the vibes correct much, much better. This is Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibanez, as we talked about. I really hope that I love this. I'm happy to have this edition. I'm so sorry, owlcrate. But these two are not the same vibe and energy whatsoever. I think the inside... What is the word? The inside art definitely has that more Renaissance feel to it, which I do appreciate, but the rest of the book, like the holographic character work, is not quite it. The very blue of it isn't quite the right energy, whereas these deep jewel tones, I think, definitely fit the aesthetic of the Renaissance much, much more, and I'm really happy and excited. Like, are you kidding me? You'll see it in the close-up because I'm just talking at this point because that's how this works, but oh my goodness, I'm just so excited for this one. Graceless Heart brings to life Renaissance Italy and is as dark, lush, and epic as it is romantic. I'm just so excited. Oh my god, I can't wait to read this one. I definitely need to push it up on my ARC schedule. Again, I was supposed to read it back in January. I think it was released January 12th. So I'm like less than a month technically behind, but I do definitely need to get to this. I am prioritizing my other ARC right now, but once that one's done, I will try to squeeze this in. I have mentioned that I'm reading a lot of things right now, so I don't know when exactly, but hopefully very soon I will get this read, and I'm very excited. Definitely my favorite edition of everything we've gotten so far. So that's exciting for me. Now we have 2 more boxes, so hopefully I can get through these quick. We've got Evernight, which I was meaning to cancel, and then I forgot, because why would I remember to do something that's quarterly? This is a kind of small book. Does not sound familiar to me whatsoever. We Call Them Witches by India Rose Bauer. I love this cover. Like, sorry, hello? What? I'm getting too excited. I'm very obsessed with the cover. Whoa. Okay, here's the thing. I have not been impressed with Evernight. Okay, trigger warnings for the close-up on the back, inside art. Oh my god. They know how to make some gruesome artwork. Them and... Oh, okay. What was I saying? I have not been super impressed with Evernight's picks. I feel pretty mid towards all of them. Some of them I haven't even, like, had an interest in reading because I'm so like towards them. So my plan was to cancel Evernight because why spend like $45 on a book that I'm not that interested in, even if the editions are stunning. They're not books that I'm super interested in. But this one, the art definitely has me intrigued. Britain, 2 years after they came, most people have been devoured by the eldritch creatures. Sarah and her family have been fighting for survival. The only thing that works against these monsters, these witches, is their knowledge of folklore and pagan rituals. When a girl named Parsley suddenly appears in the garden of their current camp, she cannot remember where she came from or why she's there. As Sarah and Parsley begin to develop feelings for each other, disaster strikes and Sarah's younger brother Noah is snatched by the witches. Determined to find him, they set out across desolate moors full of merciless terror to hunt the very creature they've been hiding from. Can they succeed in saving Noah? Will Parsley and Sarah's burgeoning love survive these bloodthirsty witches? And who can Sarah trust in a world devoid of humanity? Interesting. This feels like a darker take of Dimension 20's current season Gladlands, which is like dystopian, but looking at like community and positivity. Whereas this is like dystopian, no community, dark, sad times. This is not a very long book, which intrigues me. This is... Okay, so there's a bonus chapter and acknowledgements. Without all of that, this is 294 pages, which is not very long. And I must say that the margins are huge. So, realistically, like, if this was normal font and margin size, I think it would be even less pages, which is really interesting. I don't necessarily love getting an almost novella from a book like this, just because I spend so much money on this. So, I would like a full-length novel that I'm going to spend, like, hours with, but she's gorgeous, she's pretty. I'm intrigued by her. It's not typically the horror that I would pick up. I'm not a huge dystopian fan, but it's a really pretty addition. The concept is cool enough, and I like the idea of, like, witch, fae, pagan, eldritch creature vibes. Something about that is exciting. But, alas, let's jump in to our final box. We've got the illumicrate. This could swing adult or young adult. Only thing I know is it won't be another duplicate because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe illumicrate and fairyloot, because they're both based in the UK, they have, like, some kind of contract where, like, those two don't overlap in books. How they figure it out, I don't know. And then we have the theme, which is Power of Death. Definitely energy already. The vibe is so different. The first thing we have here is Petals and Poison ceramic bowl set. Alright, so this is the first bowl. Very much Jan Agaton vibes. Inside there's just like a rose. And then we've got more of a like potions setup with some roses. Very pretty. I'm gonna be honest. Their bowls are always gorgeous. I recently put mine in the kitchen. I'm trying to be cautious about what I use them with, just because I'm so scared to ruin them. So it's like, I'll put like chips or pretzels or whatever in here. And so that way they need less washing and I don't have as high of a chance of breaking them. I'm just so scared. Next, here we have a Bringer of Spring reusable cotton bowl covers. Oh, I've seen people crocheting these. And they've intrigued me a lot. Do I need them? Probably not. But I'm into it. Especially because every once in a while I do make breads. Whoa, there's two. Okay. Oh, there's three. Oh my god. They get so small. So small. But we've got 3 sizes with the same design and pattern. And it's exactly how it sounds. You just put it right on top of your bowl. I don't know specifically like what these are for. I've seen like my crochet friends make these. And I know that, like, you put it on bowls. I don't know if it's, like, you put it on your bowl to, like, protect the food, or if it's, like, to help your bread rise, or what specifically you use them for. But I thought it was a cool concept, and so now I'm happy to have some. How often will I use them? I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. More socks! How lovely. Magic and Mortem socks, inspired by the Foxglove King. That's that book right there. Fun! I see flowers and a little crown is what I'm getting at, and a moon. So into this. I freaking love socks, guys. And then we have another magnet. This is the Storybook Setting Location Magnet, inspired by Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I'm so excited to read this stupid book. I cannot wait. I'm gonna have such a good time. I can already feel it. I have been currently reading, if you're curious, A Vow and Vengeance, which has been such a delightful read. Equally tarot magic, so I'm having a good time if you like romantasy. So far I recommend. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on my fridge immediately. I love these. Yes! Last but not least, we have the book, which is what I thought it would be. I actually saw that Carrie Can Read was reading this earlier today on her Instagram. And this has been like somewhat on my radar, so now I'm excited to have it. This is by Shen Tao. She's so pretty. I'm obsessed with this art style. It's just so good. House of the Azalea, where thorn meets bud, brother betrays brother, blood forgets blood. Young rice farmer Yin Wei was forced to become concubine to Prince Guan Teren, a monstrous wielder of poetry magic, and the heir to the Azalea throne, to save her family from the famine blighting the land of Tensha. Now confined in the imperial court, Teren's cruelty is not the only danger Wei faces. He and his honorable older brother are locked in a deadly succession war, where Teren's 30 concubines are fighting a war of their own for the position of future empress. To survive, Wei must harden her heart, rely on her wit, and become dangerous herself, even if that means learning the one forbidden poem that can kill Tehran and save both herself and the nation. But there's a problem. For the spell to work against the man she hates, it must be written with love. Ooh. So she's for sure gonna get with the brother, yeah? Oh, God, it's such a pretty edition, though. I really enjoy this color palette. It's just so calming, which is funny because this book on the inside is going to be so far from calm, but I think it's stunning, and I'm so excited to pick this up. I love the idea of, like, poetry magic. I hope that there's, like, poems in here. I'm really trying to eat up, like, the poems and the prophecies of books lately, so I would really love that. But in the end, we unboxed 8 books, but 6 unique books. I will super quickly try to rank before my camera overheats and I lose this footage. But at the bottom, we're going to put The Swan's Daughter because I've read it, gave it 3 stars. It was okay. And then I think after that, unfortunately, is going to be We Call Them Witches. Although it sounds appealing in some ways, it's not, like, super my style. So I'm hoping to be surprised in a pleasant way from it, but it's not one that I'm, like, eager going into. And then I think, oh goodness me, I think we're going to do The Wolf and the Crown of Blood. Sounds really good. I think I'm going to like this. I'm hoping for, like, at least 4 or 5 stars out of this. Honestly, all of these are pretty high up there, so I'm hopeful. Next on the list, I'm going to do The Poet Empress. I'm excited for this. I have high hopes, but I also don't know too terribly much about it besides, like, she has to save a kingdom, and that's cool. And then I'm going to put Graceless Heart. Oh my goodness, this stack is deadly. Oh my goodness, this is so heavy already. I'm going to put Graceless Heart next on the stack because I'm very excited for it. I'm hoping for really good things, but Isabelle Ibanez has let me down in the past, so it's a little bit risky putting it this high up. And then finally, on the top of my list, King of Ravens. Oh my god. I'm so excited for this. It was the release I didn't know was coming. It wasn't the release I didn't know that I needed. I think that's a better way of displaying our stack. But that is the end of this video. That is the end of our stack, our little ranking. I'm working currently on the December ranked vlog, so depending on how that goes, we may read these together, or I might just read them on my own and let you know how they are in wrap-ups. But that's going to be it from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know this one's a bit longer with all the things going on, but I appreciate you being around. And if you made it to the end of the video, you can put a swan emoji in the comments for The Swan's Daughter, the only book that I have read. But I gotta go. My camera's gonna overheat. Love you guys lots. See ya later. Bye!